Hi Crafty friend, it's me, Justine Dvorak. I am going to make a very pretty tunnel card that's kind of dreamy, a little bit of the night sky, and I'll show you a couple fun ones at the end as well. So be sure to tell me your favorite after you watch the video and leave me your favorite in the comments. You might see a little bit of weird shadows on the black paper there. It is not spooky or anything, it's just the sun moving. Anyway, I used Triple Berry and then Crown Me. Those are Simon Hurley inks. And just kind of wanted a dreamy look for my night sky, my little clouds here. Purple clouds are a thing in my world. The clear sky is really, I didn't need it very much. And my distress ink that I pulled out here, the blueprint sketch, was dry as a bone. Note to self, buy re-inkers for some of these inks. I've had them for a while and loved them, but yeah, they need a little love. Went in with some blue ink. I don't remember where I got this one from. I think it was the VersaCraft. There it is. I had to really look there for a second. Anyway, didn't put a lot of blue on there, but I wanted the second layer, which you can see that the hole for the clouds is a little bit smaller here. This one is going to be darker, which in my mind made sense because it was farther away from the viewer, but looking back, I feel like it should have been the opposite. It should have been brighter by the moon. So side note to you watching or to myself when I decide to make another night scene, but whatever, it's fine. With cards, usually I go darker in the back, light in the front. To me, that looks good with my eye, but if we're talking light source, probably should have the moon shining. Well, the moon really reflects from the sun, but yeah. Anyway, the light should be coming from the area where the moon is instead of from the viewer, but whatever. I really darken this second layer up with some black Memento ink. Everything that's around my card, by the way, that is just stained on my grid mat there. It doesn't affect anything, but it definitely has been loved and used. It is just as sticky where that ink is, so I have no hard feelings about the coloring and everything. And I'm so sorry my ring lights are very visible in this section here. I am still adjusting to filming in a new space and dealing with the light. It's been a journey. I'm so thankful for every single thing, but it's been interesting. Anyway, I'm going to add some liquid stardust off to the side, and we are going to splatter people. Well, not literally splatter people, but I have a paintbrush and a pencil, and what I do is I just do a tapping motion like you were going to be tapping some drumsticks together if you were a drummer, and just tapping my paintbrush on the pencil, and that, to me, I get a really good splatter. But if I ever want splatter in a certain point, I will just take my paintbrush and just make tiny little dots everywhere. It takes forever and a day, but you know, to each their own, and it works. Okay, I am going to let that dry, clean up my work surface, and in a YouTube second, as Melanie Smith says, we're going to be right back, and ta-da, everything's dry. Ta-da! And in the meantime, I cut out and stamped my sentiment there. I used Vicky's stamp set and used your I don't know why I just said that so weird. You're My Shining Star. And she has a ton of sentiments in that set. Right now I'm looking for my moon and I can't find it. Yeah, it's right there. Hello, Earth to Justine. But the moon and the clouds and the sky are all from her collection as well. So you can make a night scene, but you can also make day scene. So I did make a day scene in one of the cards I'm going to show you at the end. She also has this really cool underwater vibe to her collection as well, which I made a really fun card at the end. It's got a wobbler on it, so I'm obsessed with it, and I love those wobblers. And I pulled from my stash and added some of my stash to some of her collection. So It's been really fun just kind of falling in love with my stash again since I've moved into my new craft space, and I've just been loving summer. So that's a little update from me, life update. If you're watching this in the middle of the video, you probably are interested or don't mind the chatter at least. Our school, we're moving into our new school. My classroom's been painted. I'm super excited to get in there. When this video goes up, it'll be old news in my life, but whatever. We're moving in, and yeah, just kind of getting furniture where it needs to be. There was some carpet that needed to get fixed up, but in general, the school was pretty move-in ready, which was such a blessing. So I'm super pumped to have kindergartners back again in the fall. I miss my last year's class terribly and think of them every single day. So I hope they're doing well and loving summer just as much as I am. I love card making, but I love my students so very much. Anyway, you see me pouncing here with a little scrap paper. That is because I have not hairsprayed this card. Yes, you just heard me correctly, hairsprayed the card. Anytime I use that liquid stardust, I always seal my card with hairspray. And you're gonna think I'm a little nuts, but that basically just holds everything in, and those liquid stardust, even after it's been dry for 2 months, if you rub your finger across it, you're gonna get glitter on your finger. So just to prevent the spread of glitter, I always spray my cards. Now for this one specifically, I sprayed it. I usually do it in my bathroom sink, which whatever, I'm a clean person, so it's not even a big deal. I put the card in my sink and I held my hand over the black area, sprayed the top and the sides, and then flipped the card so the bottom was on the top, held my hand over the black area again, and sprayed the bottom. Just of the front, by the way. And that really does seal in the glitter and the ink. So you don't need to buy anything fancy for hairspray. I use the same hairspray that I use on my hair, which is probably like, I don't even know what brand it is. I don't use it often on my hair, but when I do, I also use it on my cards. Anyway, I'm going to pop up my sentiment with a little bit of some foam tape. And I'm also going to add my stars. Now looking back when I was putting this together, I could have added my stars before I started putting my layers of clouds down, but I ended up just sneaking them in anyway. But if you were to make this card, I would recommend you do that. And then also for these tunnels, you can really create a lot of dimension on these cards if you put foam between every single layer, which I did on one of the cards that I'm going to show you at the end. And you can really almost like fall into the card, which is so neat. And I think I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I used these clouds on a card that I made for my dad, that lighthouse card where I used the easy light and the lighthouse lit up. That was super easy to use. If you haven't used those easy lights, you gotta try it. It is really easy. If I can do it, you can do it. Just watch that video and it makes itself light up. It's so easy. The name Easy Light is a perfect name for it. So like I said before, this is not my first card with her clouds. I've actually had this cloud die for a long time because I got this as part of the Weekender kit, and I was part of the designers for the teaching a class, so I had it months and months ago, and I have added this to a few different projects and loved every single one. I love how it can be day or night, and I just think it is one of those that is going to live on my desk because I love nesting dies. I used the one that she has that is kind of like wavy. Maybe I should just pop a picture of that on the screen here. But I ended up loving those wavy things, and I used the positive and negative from that paper, so no paper was wasted. All right, let's get a beautiful close-up look. Oh, by the way, if you want to see me make those cards, I have those in my last video on this channel, the one that's all about the Scout. But, oh, look at that sparkle. I love a good close-up with the sparkle. All right, ready for some more cards? Here is the first one featuring the whale. Nope, just kidding. It's the airplane. Story of my life. It's the airplane, also from her collection, and then I paired it with a Father's Day Better Press sentiment and made a very cheerful pilot kind of style card. And then the whale. Here it is. And look, the whale is on a wobbler. Yes, look how fun. I wish I could show you and have you experience how fun these wobblers are. I got a package of them, 100 of them on Amazon, and I can't stop playing with this whale. Neighbor's dog was barking, so I had to go make sure everything was good, and then I came back and played with the whale some more. But this whale was from Spellbinders, Large Day of the Month from last year. So that was my stash item. And then you can see the water there. Look at all the depth, because I used foam in between all the layers. So this is a pretty heavy and hefty card, but I thought that my dad might like this, so I didn't put Happy Father's Day on here because maybe my dad will get this in the future. I don't know. Maybe it will go to someone else's dad, but here's a look at all three of them. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos and more cards and more inspiration, and be sure to let me know your favorite in the comments. I think my favorite has to be the whale just because of the wobbler, but I love the cloud dies, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and say my favorite was the one I made on camera with the tunnel clouds. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.